Hi friends, welcome to our today's session. So guys, in this session we are going to learn about how you can implement whatever asset you have imported from the Anypoint Exchange in your studio. So after importing, how you can start the implementation, how you can start implementing the code, what are the best practices. Okay, so friends, in previous video we have learned about how you can import assets from Anypoint Exchange and how you can update the newly published version in the Anypoint Studio. So in this session we are going to see how you can start implementing. Okay, so whatever asset you have imported, whatever mocking implementation you have imported, so how we can start implementing the code on the top of that. Okay, and we will also see some of the best practices that you can follow while implementing any real-time projects. Okay, it will be helpful for you while implementing any real-time projects in the future. So we will also see how you can perform error handling. Okay, so guys, let's go to the Anypoint Studio and see how you can implement it. So guys, we are in Anypoint Studio. So in previous video we have one published version already imported under this project. Okay, so I'm going to start from the scratch so that if anyone missed the previous video, they can watch this session and learn from where we have left. Okay, so let me create one new project. I will give it a name. Okay, I will click on finish. So now we will import the asset which has been published to the exchange. So let me show you. I will go to the Anypoint Exchange. So friend, this was the asset we have published. Okay, our version is 1.0.1. so this is the same version we are going to import in the Anypoint Studio and start implementing the code. Okay, so I will click on right click. I will right click, click on manage dependencies, manage APIs, click on plus from exchange. Okay, so I have already logged in. So if you didn't logged in, you can log in first using your Anypoint username and password. Okay, after that you can search your asset which you have published in the exchange. So my asset is ms user. So let's see if it populates. So guys, you can see my asset has been populated and publisher is ABC, which is the same publisher which I have under this, having this organization name. So I'll click on add, finish. Okay, apply. It's saying, do you want to scaffold this specification? Yes. So if we click on yes, it will automatically generate the flows, okay, based on whatever mocking implementation or endpoints you have created, whatever API specification you have designed in the design center. Okay, so I will click on yes. Okay, it is parsing the API specification. So guys, it has been successfully scaffolded, you can see. So I will click on apply and close, and so you can see here different flows are generated, okay, related to the different endpoints which I have showed you previously. So for updating user we have this put, for deleting we have this delete, for get health check we have this one, for get users using the user ID we have this. Okay, so post or to create a user we have this one. Okay, so guys, we will start implementing. Okay, so the first endpoint is put users. So I'm going to implement it with the help of one of the service, one of the endpoint which is already there. Let me show you a hosted REST API. So guys, I'm going to use this hosted REST API. Okay, so this is for just for demo. Okay, you can also use this one for testing purposes. Okay, so okay, so you can see different operations are there. List user, single user if you want to fetch. Okay, using some user ID, that also you can do. Okay, post, create user you can do, put, delete. Okay, so this same functionality we are going to implement in our Anypoint Studio under these endpoints. Okay guys, so our first endpoint is put. Okay, so I will delete this one and drag one request component. Okay, I have dragged it. Okay, similarly I will delete this one. Okay, I will delete this one. I will show you why I am deleting this one. So guys, why I deleted this second transform message under this flow, because in first transform message we were fetching this user ID from as a URI param from this endpoint, which I need while doing this request to that request API. Okay, so I need to pass that user ID like this. So that's why I removed that second one and I kept this first one, because in this one we have one variable named as user ID in which we can store that particular URI param. Okay, whosoever is requesting the user with the help of this application. Okay, so this application is acting like an interface between the user who wants to request something from this request API. Okay, so I will give it a name, request update user. Okay, user ID I will say. Similarly, I will do the same for other flows. I will drag one request component and put it like this. Okay, so this is a health check, so we don't need any request component for this. So it's just a connectivity check whether this application is running fine or not. Okay, so that's why I've kept this health check flow just for connectivity check whether this Mulesoft application has been deployed successfully or not. So if it is deployed successfully, and when we trigger this endpoint, we will get this, so we should get this response. Okay, so with the help of this we can check whether the application has been deployed successfully or not. Okay, so guys, moving on to the next one. So this is get user ID get. Okay, again we are fetching the user ID as a URI param from there, and I will put one request component. Okay, and I will copy this. You can also copy this one and put it under this request component directly, but to show you what I'm doing, I've kept it simpler. Okay, so that everyone can see what is happening. Okay, instead of just putting it inside the request, I have kept it here and stored it in a variable. Okay, and guys, this is the create user. Okay, so this also we can remove. So, and we can put one request and we can give it a name. So this one is request get user, and this one is create user. Okay, so this is create user. So guys, we have put the request components everywhere. Okay, let me give it a name here. A request delete user. This will delete the user. Okay, So guys, we put the request components everywhere. Okay, and now we will configure that host and endpoint names. Okay, so I will click on this plus. Okay, so what is the host we need to put? So I will go there. Okay, so if I click on this one, you will get the full host name. Okay, you can see here breakfast.in. Okay, and you can put it here, host. Okay, port you can keep it as it is, and this is HTTPS. Okay, because it is HTTPS, you can see, and this is the endpoint, guys. Okay, I will click on OK. Okay, and in the path I will give the path here like this, so you can see the whole endpoint now, the same endpoint which we can see here. Okay, but this user ID we need to keep it as a dynamic param. Okay, so for that we can use this variable in which we are storing the URI param. We will click on this pencil mark, copy it, click on OK, go to this request. Okay, and we can just put it in curly braces and give it a name like user ID, and in the URI params we can give it a name user ID similarly, and value we can give it as var start user ID. So guys, whatever user ID we will get for fetching the user, with the help of that user ID we will call that request API. Okay, and fetch that user, and this user ID will dynamically get replaced with this URI param. Okay, and it's always the best practice to send the correlation ID. So in this case we have only one application, so that's why I'm not sending anything. But if you have multiple applications, let's say experience API, process API, a system API, so in that case it is always the best practice to send the correlation ID as always, so that same correlation ID will be rotated across different applications, and you can keep track of every instance, what an all instance has executed previously. Okay, so always the best practice to keep this send correlation ID as always for tracking purpose. It will also help in tracking the issues, errors. Okay, so guys, this one is ready. I will click on save, so our get is ready. Okay, our get flow is ready. So if I click on global elements, you can see multiple configurations are created here under this file. Okay, but I don't want that this configuration should be present in this file. I want this configuration should be present in some other file, some common file where all the configurations are present and accessible to all the other files, all the other different files. So guys, I will create one new file. And I will give it a name as global.xml. So guys, in this global.xml file all the configurations will be present. Okay, so I'm creating this file specially for keeping the configurations in a common way. So from any file, if you want to access these configurations, you can access it, but this is a common place where you can see all the configurations. Okay, so from this file you can see, so I will move all those configurations which are present in this file into global.xml, so that if anyone in the future wants to see your code and see what and all configurations you did, they can check with the global.xml file, a common file which is accessible to all other files. Okay, so guys, I will right click, go to the XML. So I will copy first three configurations which we have, this one, and now this API kit config, and this third one is request. Okay, I will copy it, remove it. Okay, I go to the global, Okay, query carefully, enter, again enter, and paste no. Okay, so this way you can keep your configurations in a common way, guys. I will click on save and give it a refresh. Okay, after some time it will be visible to these flows. Let's wait. So it has gone, that error has gone. Okay, okay, so now it is accessible from the global file, guys. So similar configurations we will do for other components as well. I will just select it. That's it. First I will select these configurations. Okay, selected, done. Okay, I will minimize this for better clarity. So now guys, I will put some endpoints. So this is a put request, so I will change it to put. Okay, and for put, what is the endpoint we have? Let's check. For put we have this endpoint API slash users slash your user ID URI param. Similar thing, so similarly which we did previous flow, same thing we will do. We will copy it and put it here. Okay guys, that's it. And similarly we will copy the URI param, the how we configured it. So you can just dynamically copy, again put it like this, and go to the put, and under URI param you can paste it, and again do it like this. So put is complete, guys. So let's see what is the endpoint for delete. So here is delete. So delete is also same, but the response is different, which is 204. So similar thing we need to do, just copy this, go to this request, this time it is delete, so we will select delete and put it here. And similarly we will copy the URI params. Okay, copy, click on delete, go to the URI params, okay, and paste it and put it like this. So get is done, guys, put is done, delete is done. So last is create one. So because it's a create, so we need to use post. So now let's see what is the endpoint for create. So for create we have this endpoint API slash users. So we just need to pass a payload like this to create a user. Okay, and the response will be 201. Okay, so we don't need to pass any URI params this time. So we just need to copy this endpoint like this and go to the request and just paste it. Guys, that's it. So our implementation is ready, guys, for test. Okay, this is just a simple implementation, how you can do the error handling in a proper way. Okay, how you can use the multiple environments, how you can create YAML files, I will show you in the upcoming videos. So this is just a simple implementation. Okay, so I will run this implementation on localhost and see did we get the response or not, and post that we will deploy the same on the Cloudhub and see it is working there or not. So guys, the host is this one and port is 8021. So I will trigger it from the local and see it is working or not. First I need to deploy it, so let me deploy it first and put some debugger points as well. I've put the debugger point and I will deploy it in a debug mode. Okay, so it has started deployment. So guys, the deployment is completed successfully. Okay, so now we will trigger it from the local. Okay, I will open a postman first. So from postman I will trigger these requests in my local. Okay guys, So the URL is http localhost 8081 slash API slash, let's see the endpoints. Okay, so the first we will create a user, post users. So I will put post users and give it a name, put post. So in case of post users, what we need to pass in the body, we need to pass one JSON format like this. Okay, let's check with the field names, name and job. Okay, so we need to pass these details to create a user in this regress hosting platform, guys. Okay, so I've just copied it and pasted it. Name I can give anything like my demo mule user. Job is boss. Okay, now I will trigger it. So guys, you can see it has been triggered successfully. Now I will click on next. Why it has failed? It's saying bad request, required header correlation ID. So guys, we need to pass correlation ID in the headers. Okay, so if you remember, we have kept the correlation ID as a necessary field. Okay, I will resume and go to the postman and put the correlation ID in the headers and give some unique value 2 3 4 5 6 something, some alphanumeric value. Okay, so it has thrown this error message bad request. Guys, we can improve error handling in a more better way, much better way, that I will show you in the upcoming videos, how you can improve the error handling part here. So I will click on send again, try to create the user. I will click on next. So guys, you can see it has been reached this post users flow. Okay, now it will trigger this regress API for creating the users. So I will click on next and see. So guys, it has been successfully done. The user has been successfully created. So to see whether the user has been created, this same user has been created there or not, we need to fetch this user. Okay, using this ID. ID is 95. So we'll copy this ID. This time the request will be get users slash ID number 95. So this time get flow will get triggered. I will click on send. Okay, next. So it has reached this get flow, guys. Okay, API slash users slash 95 not found. It's saying not found for some reason. Let me resume it. So it has thrown us the error. Okay, so let's trigger it again and see. Maybe it's taking some time. Okay, let's trigger it again. So friends, again we got 404. Seems like this user is not there. Maybe some database issue, because it's some a free hosting platform, so it might be the issue with the service presently. Okay, but it will be available sometime. So this was just to show you how you can implement, guys. Okay, I will click on resume. So 95 is not there, but I can show you with the help of some other ID. This 2, this 2 should be there. Okay, it has some data, so it should return some data from the Anypoint Studio. So let's try with this 2 instead of 95. Okay, I will click on send. It has reached, get and done. So as you can see, we have got the data. So previously that 95 was created, but somehow maybe that it took some time to reflect into the database. Okay, and that moment we were not getting that data. Okay, but for this ID it is working fine, guys. You can see, so our get implementation is also working. You can see. Similarly, we can use this delete users, put users if you want to update something. Let me show you. Let's try to update something in this ID number 2. Okay, so let's see how we can perform the update operation. Okay, let's go there and see. So guys, we can pass name and job while updating. Okay, so presently the name is this one. We'll try to change the name. Okay, we'll give it the name like my world. Okay, and sad news. This time the request is put. Okay, endpoint will be same because we're trying to update this ID number 2. Let's see if it got updated or not. I will click on send. So it has reached here. I will click on next. So guys, it has reached this put flow. We got the URL user ID and the operation is successful. Okay, so ID number 2, name my world, job sad news. It has been updated. You can see updated at this time. So guys, that's how we can perform different operations. Similarly, we can do a delete operation as well. Okay, we have this flow called as delete flow. Okay, well, let's try to delete this second ID. So this time we will do the delete operation. Okay, and try to delete this. So it has reached this delete flow. So it has deleted successfully and returned us the response 200 that it's deleted successfully. Okay, so guys, that's how you can perform these implementations in the Anypoint Studio. This was just a simple basics how you can start implementing your app based on whatever use case you have. So guys, so guys, now we have performed all the operations. Okay, and now what we will do, we will deploy this application to the Cloudhub. Okay, we will deploy the same application to the Cloudhub and see if it is working there or not. So before deploying, let me show you the configuration. So guys, this is HTTP, host is this one, port 8081. Okay, so on this configuration I'm going to deploy. Okay, so I will export this app Mule RAML POC. Okay, I will create some new folder, demo RAML. So guys, under this I will save it, finish. Let's wait, it's exporting it. So it has exported successfully. Now we will go to the Anypoint Studio and start the deployment. So we'll go to the runtime manager. and click on deploy application under sandbox. Okay, so I will give the application name as ms user system API. Okay, I will use the Cloudhub deployment method. Okay, 0.1 and 1 worker, because it's the free trial version, that's why it's only showing 1 worker. Okay guys, and I will pick that file from the desktop, demo reml, copy it, open and deploy. As simple as that. So it's in progress, let's wait. So guys, the deployment has been started successfully. So friends, the application has been deployed successfully, you can see. Okay, now we will try to hit this application. So as you know, we have created one health endpoint to check whether the application is up and running. Let me show you. So guys, this is the endpoint, get health. So using this endpoint, we can check whether the application is running successfully or not. So we should get this response in the output to check whether the application is running or not. So we will go to the Postman. First we will copy this URL. Okay, put it here. Write API /health. Go to the headers, put it here, give some alphanumeric value, any random value, and hit this flow. So guys, we got the status, app is up and running. You can see same status. So guys, now you can perform any operation you want. If you want to perform get user, that also you can perform /2 or 1. Okay, let me check with the endpoint. So okay, so users. Okay, users. Okay, so we need to put it here like users, and we will click on send. So we should get some users. So guys, you can see we got the user. So guys, I hope you understood everything. Okay, how you can implement after importing your asset from the Anypoint Exchange, and once implemented, how you can deploy it to the Cloudhub and perform the same operations. So guys, in upcoming videos, we will understand how you can perform error handling in a best way. Okay, so we will create one different error handling file and specify the error handling techniques there. Okay, how you can handle and how you can return error in a more elaborative way. Okay, rather than just returning one message bad request without having any information why bad request. So this error handling part we will cover in the upcoming videos, and we will also cover how you can create the YAML files and specify the secure properties there, how you can do the encryption. Okay, and how you can put those encrypted values and how you can use those encrypted values while deploying to the Cloudhub. So guys, thanks for watching this session. See you soon. Bye.